Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of GNN. Today is September 10th, 2025. And in the wake of the 35th anniversary of Gundam Wing, we have another banner night on our hands here. But before we get to the details of our brand new mobile suit, let's go over some news. All right, folks, before we get into the deep end with the news for tonight, I want to let you guys know, and since it's now available, we do have a user survey underway for GBO2. So if you have a chance, they are conducting a survey, which you can find on the main website for GBO2. I will include that link in the description for this video and for this news. So let them know what you guys think. I know already you might be thinking, well, we've already said it, 40 million times about this, that, and the other. Well, this is your chance to tell them again for the 50th time. So by all means, do so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, kicking things off, we have a Silver Week campaign kicking for GBO2. Now, if you guys aren't unfamiliar with what Silver Week is, well, that means a whole bunch of different promotions going on, which includes a special Silver Week supply drop, 1 free daily, up to 14, which includes all the way up to a 5-star mobile suit, probably. I don't think we have any 5-star parts yet, but yeah, mobile suits. So anywhere from 1, 2, or rare, guaranteed daily for free. We love our free stuff, so definitely take advantage of that while that is going on. On top of that, with the Silver Week campaign, we are also getting power-up hanger campaigns. That sounds kind of weird tongue twister, but yeah, powered-up hangers campaign in regards to your favorite mobile suit. Now, what that means is it's a 3 times great success rate. So if you happen to get a great success to pop off on one of your tuning suits, well, that's triple the values of what you put in. On top of that, we also get 3 times the enhanced values for duplicate mobile suits that you might be pulling for. So really cool stuff if you are trying to max out the full potential of that mobile suit that you really, really like. Really good thing to take advantage of. On top of that, we have a mobile suit enhancement special step-up supply drop, which every step is mechanic tickets, all the way up to 4 steps. First step being a discounted half pull, or yeah, half pull, basically half off. Can't tell you not to pull for it, but if you're desperate for resources, this is one special campaign that they got going on, supply drop for that. On top of that, we are also getting a mechanic tickets guaranteed step up supply drop for, yeah, we've got 2 different ones. This is and they're, looks like they're repeatable, man. Yeah, like I said, I can't tell you not to do it, but it's there. On top of that, yeah, we also have the modification kits. Now, these are a little more important in a certain sense because that opens up your mobile suits. So, yeah, first step being half off, but yeah, I'm going to tell you, I feel like this is a little bit of a egging on. Pull at your own risk in that regard. All right, with our main event, I don't know why this took forever because we've had the we've had the regular Kämpfer around for a very long time. We now have its prototype version, which is making a resurgence from 0080. This is a 3-star suit. But before we get into the full details, we also have a limited supply drop for the Bylorent Custom Unit 2. This is a support suit. I believe this is a native 650, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody's going to correct me on that. But regardless of which, I've seen this in action. It's a pretty neat suit if you can really do well in the sort of atmospheric movement type of stuff. Sorry, it's late. My vocabulary's out the window right now, so I apologize on that. On top of that, because it's a revival event, we also have a step-up supply drop for that, which is a half off as well. And basically, it's a 7-step guaranteeing the level 1. And you're also getting a custom part called the High Capacity Supply Pack, which boosts reload and overheat recovery for ballistic beam and other ammo-based weaponry by 15%, cannot be equipped simultaneously with other custom parts offering the same effect. The only thing is that I don't remember what the part slot capacity for that is, or how much room it takes, so might be useful for higher cost suits, but once again, it's one of those parts that I think would be really nice if they offered as a recycled ticket option, because I really don't know what the hell I'm going to do with 18K recycled tickets other than pretend I have a lot of your tickets. Anyways, with that side tangent, speaking of recycled tickets, we have the Musica. I know they throw a K in there. They like to rename stuff. Anyways, the level 2 is now available in the recycled ticket counter. I had a fun time with it. I don't know if it's in dire need of a buff yet. It still has its, you know, perks about it, but I think it's kind of neat because it's a modified Barzem unit. You know, for those that love the Titans and Mono Eye type things, it is a raid unit. I think it goes up to 600 if I'm not mistaken. So, pretty cool regardless of which. And if you want it, it's there. I don't know what the going rate for that would be. Probably, I want to say 200 at least. I don't think it's like super crazy. It is a 3-star though, so it's going to be probably guaranteed probably around the 200-300 ticket range. We do have some changes to the DP exchange counter right now with the Jesta level 3 as well as its cannon variant, the support unit, being added. And of course, everybody's spin the wheel spinning top mobile suit, the Red Rider level 4 now being added there. I don't know what the rank requirements are for it, but for anybody that's been waiting for it, that obviously has been playing this for a while, it's there. So this weekend's new situational battle is called the Goal of Ideal. Now, of course, I'm not familiar with some of these titles that they have here, but I believe this might be a Gundam side stories related. I think this is a PS2 version. Hold on, let me see. We're gonna tangent really quick for a second. It's not Missing Link. It's somewhere in between. It's definitely. It's not the Pale Rider. I think it's Lost War Chronicles. There we go. I was trying to look for the title there. This is from Lost War Chronicles, or it's Lost War Chronicles related. So you have a lot of the similarities with 8th MS and some of the other suits. But I believe this is also where we get the Gelgu ground type support unit in action. Hence why you can see that in the frame there. So representing the Federation side, we have a Gundam ground type, GM Sniper 2, Gun Tank, GM Striker, and Gundam. Oh, sorry, we have the GM ground type weapon rack. I almost said Gundam, sorry. That's being raised up to 350, so I think that's normally a 300 cost suit if I'm not mistaken, and that was like I can't remember if that was a limited mission or a I think it was a clan suit if I'm not mistaken, but I'm letting you guys let me know, remind me about those little finite details there, but I'm pretty sure it's either a clan suit or a token suit. More than likely a clan suit that came out for 300 cost. It's a fun suit. It's actually basically a pseudo support, but it's a general. It's pretty fun. I think I did a video on it, sorry for tangenting there. But yeah, that's basically what you're looking at. Practically almost 3 supports, a general and a raid for the Federation side. So I don't know how this is going to work out because the ground and ground type is coming in as a 500 cost, and it looks like they're not actually changing anything, so we'll see how this turns out. Representing the Xeon side, we have this Gelgu ground type support, like we talked about. A Zagok E, you know that's going to be crazy. A Dom at 400, Goof at 350, and the Zaku 2 heavy arms. I mean, so 2 supports, 2 raids, and a general. I could see it kind of leaning towards the Xeon side a little bit, depending on who's playing. It also is remarked that the Gelgu ground type will have the immobile fire system level 1, so you're going to get some help there, because I know the Gelgu ground type has been around for a very long time, and it's one of those suits that looks cool, but it's lacking stuff for how old it is. So in case you want to get that, the first week right now is going to give you the GM Striker level 1, which helps definitely with tuning, and it kind of coincides with that tuning campaign that we talked about earlier. So really cool stuff. And then the following week after this, it's going to be the Gelgu ground type level 1 as well. So again, like I said, really cool stuff if you're tuning suits and kind of wanting to see what they look like with everything maxed out. So our main event, the Prototype Kämpfer, is a 3-star 450 cost support unit of all things. I guess that makes sense since we have the high mobility Kämpfer in existence. We don't have a raid one yet, by the way, which I think that might be hinting at some things. But yes, this is a 450 cost support unit, 3-star unit that was a heavy prototype mobile suit as the basis of the Kämpfer, developed under the United Maintenance Plan. Address concerns of reduced output from split generator power due to its block structure. The unit was equipped with multiple disposable projectile weapons like heavy machine guns, sawed-off shotguns, Sturmfrost rather than beam weaponry, ensuring removable firepower without extra burden. High-powered thrusters offered explosive assault power and breakthrough capabilities to achieve maximum combat results in a short amount of time, features that would eventually be inherited by the Kämpfer itself. While this particular unit history is unclear, a certain unit equipped with a large machine gun was said to have been operated by space pirates in UC 0087, which is basically Zeta. So this is a side story manga, well, at least this reference would be. This originally is in the owner's manual. If you have the old classic 1989 Kämpfer, this was part of the assembly manual that came with it. It came with all those little cool illustrations. I don't know if the current revival versions of the 144 kits come with it now, but it definitely was in that as part of my childhood in the 1989 kits for a lot of the 0080 stuff, including like the Rick Dom and all that stuff. So if you are doing 10 pulls for this, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is a reissue for the Zeon Army 10 normal suit and the helmet. I believe this is from 0083. This is the part of like the Delaz fleet helmets, if I'm not mistaken, and the normal suit. So if you like to complete your Zeonic ensemble, this is your chance to do so. And yeah, that Valorant level 2 is 650, so this is natively the level 1 is a 600 cost suit. So really cool stuff. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the nitty-gritty with our new suit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with our main event, the Prototype Kämpfer. All right, going into the line, it is a ground and space unit as expected. We are coming in with 16.5k HP, a high leaning towards ballistic and beam resistance, 20 and 18 respectively, with a modest 11 coming in for its melee resistance. Now, keep in mind this mine has been undoubtedly a little tuned because unfortunately I got a dupe, so it kind of throws out some of the numbers really quick. It does come with 35 range strength with a 10 for melee. For a support now, we know a lot of the older one-year war suits don't quite move as fast. This one is besides that statement. Walking speed of 125 with a high speed movement of 200 with a decent thruster gauge of 70 and turning speed of 63. So contrary to a lot of the other older suits that have been around that are supports, this thing's going to be pretty, I would say, nimble for support. Now, going into the parts, custom parts slots, there we have a 7, 10, and 15. So obviously as a support and in the thick of things, it's going to have a lot more range power leanings there. So pretty good, decent room to play with. Going into the main event, the primary weapon, we have the, I almost want to say it's a 0080 version of the MG42. Not quite, because there's a drum mag on the side there, but it basically is an MG42. The large heavy machine gun is the only option that it gets. Base power of 170, 80 rounds in the mag, an effective range of 350, so this is going to be kind of mid-range distance with a little bit of breathing room. 13-second reload time, which is actually, for what you get, it's not bad. It is kind of on the long end, but it's not as long as some of the other heavier weapons that are out there for supports, so this is not bad. It's workable. It does have its own beam saber, just like its finalized version This one comes in at 2150 with 2.5 seconds for cooldown time. This is gonna slap people pretty hard if they get careless trying to fight this thing. I can see this already. This is gonna hurt, especially for me playing generals quite a bit. Yeah, this is gonna hurt quite a bit. Yeah, and then if you scale the machine gun up, yeah, this is gonna chonk really quick. Going into the sub-weapon category, we do have the shorter shotgun. So this doesn't have quite the range as the full-size shotgun that the Kämpfer has, but it does have the shorter version with only 2 shots though. I can't recall how many pellets this thing has, but it comes at a base power of 150 with a 150 meter range, 20-second reload time with 4 seconds in between shots. So this is kind of the oh crap button, if you know what I mean. But also can set you up if people are not looking in your direction too, so this is pretty neat. You also have the Para Sturmfaust, a classic Kämpfer delicacy. It's a staple. Base power of 1200, 2 shots that I believe fire at the same time. Effective 250 meters with a 12-second reload time, coinciding with the main priority. So this is going to be pretty nuts. And then finishing off, it has a set of Vulcans. Base power of 70, 80 shots in the mag, an effective 200 meter range, which is pretty nice because it's basically like a lower powered bullpup for the Federation side, but this is obviously not a Fedi suit. With a 5-second reload time, this is pretty quick. This is nice. And then going into the shopping list of skills, this has some usual suspects: radar level 2, high performance scope, observational data link, as expected. Has high performance aerospace gimbal for space time, so this is going to be pretty nice. Kind of curious to see what, you know, a lot of the JP players are going to be running with this. Leg shock 3, quick boost 2, has balancers, always a plus. If I'm playing supports, this is definitely a plus. Considering the decent melee, yeah, it's a definitely a welcome thing. This has high spec Ambok 2, so this is going to have better turning speed in space. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Force Injector 2 on a support. That's, oh man, that's got me excited. You also have Bullet Feeder, as seen with some of the newer suits. Yeah, so reloading with 30% ammo remaining for range, ballistic, beam, and everything. It's going to be reduced by 30%. Yeah, man, this is... And then we get overfeed on top of that. Oh man, I want to try this now. I'm probably going to suck with it, but let's go ahead and take this into practice really quick. Just seeing that, man, this thing's going to be pretty cool. I don't know if it's going to be OP. I don't think it will be, but it definitely looks like it's going to be a lot of fun when you see with all these weapons kind of working in sync with those 2 main skills at the end. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's check this out.
Ready to begin?
We'll say this, yeah, it's basically a 1 mag MG42, I believe. All right, so let's look and see. Let's see what the build stun test is with the main gun here. So that's about 50 rounds. I like the rate of fire though.
The majority of combat happens in a mobile suit.
I believe it's the same rate of fire as the Dom Barrage. I don't know if it's the same as the Cavalry either. They're very similar. It's hard to tell, sort of, especially with the sound effects that they have, but if you focus more on the tracers though, it's pretty dope. Now, of course, I'm not touching the reload skill yet. I'm not messing around with overfeed yet. We're just testing stuff out really quick.
Each has its own role in
so of
combat,
course,
and can be strong or weak
insta stun.
to the other categories.
See if I can get a partial. Ooh. So maybe a third, maybe 40%. But then again, I was like away. So there's that. Storms are 50%.
Support-type mobile suits possess powerful long-range
So,
attacks that do
we're
bonus
looking at
damage to general types.
17
They
shots with the
often focus on
Vulcans.
assisting their allies from a position of safety.
They're not super fast, but I think they're fast enough. So that's pretty nice. All right, let's try this again. Ooh. Hold on, let me check something really quick. Good old FPS test.
During ground battles, damaging
Wow.
or destroying a mobile suit's legs can cripple its
That's a pretty good
effectiveness.
spread.
Be mindful of damage and strain on your own legs, and take every chance you get to damage the enemy.
That's a pretty good spread. All right, let's try this again. I think it's gonna be pretty bad, honestly, but yeah, that's a pretty good spread, honestly. All right, let's see if I can cheat this. Oh my Lord, sweet baby Jesus. That is crazy. I don't know what values that is, but the spread is enough that I could be all the way over here and man, somebody is instinctively gonna roll. You know, it's Quaitons for them. Oops, I meant to hit something else, but that's okay. My God, that is crazy.
Cells a handy function that automatically assists with aiming. Even weaker weapons can be effective with high enough accuracy. For beginners, I recommend machine guns with ASL.
Wow. Mind you, I'm running with stock weapon or stock value stuff. There's no parts in here, and we're doing 4,200 on a downswing. Granted, the Zoc has no melee defense.
The front line is easier if you can capture a nearby beacon.
I wonder if this is like a low-cost RF Gelgoop. That's what it feels like to me. Nope, not quite far enough. That was pretty bad. We were all the way over here, but it's also a smaller target too. So yeah, so it's probably not consistent. Not something I should rely on doing a distance like that.
Leaving your mobile suit is dangerous.
4,500 on a 17 melee defense, I think, on this.
Victory.
That's pretty dangerous, I think. Now, granted, we have advantage type 2, but almost 250 on a, you know, standard Grandpa Gundam. Oh man. Oh yeah, this is gonna be nuts. For sure. For sure. Alright, I think I've seen enough. Granted, can't really test it on a raid, because actually, you know, I take that back. Let's go. Hold on. Yeah, for stock numbers, this is not bad. Definitely gives a lot of foundation to work with. I think I went over, so that's why it's not counting. I missed. Wow, I'm still missing with the serves because they spread. Or they lean to the right, I think. Let's try to fix that really quick. But I think they lean more to the right, because I'm like aiming here, and it's like the one on my right hand just goes out of the way. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it leans to the right a little bit. So you might be aiming here, and it hits there. Actually, what is 30% of 80? That's a question here as I tangent. 24 rounds, okay. Feels like it does go a little faster, but I can't really tell. And just imagine with reloaders, so it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that recaps everything that we have on the new banner suit, which is the Prototype Kämpfer. Hopefully you guys, you know, maybe, I don't know what you guys think about it, but I'm looking forward to seeing what this does at 450. We have a good variety of stuff right now, and this being kind of a latecomer to the current 450 landscape, I'm kind of curious to see how much of a menace this will be. So far, it's got some things that are leaning towards it. Hard to say that it's going to be, like I said before, overly powered, considering that main gun does not build stun very quickly. It does still do it, but you have to like literally sustain firepower to even max out like MA1, which takes too much time. But it does have everything else kind of going for it as well, as far as sub weapons go, to kind of back that up. It's almost self-sufficient, I would say. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys are gonna pull for it, if you think it's crap, whatever it may be, I want to know what you guys think about the new suit is. But until next time, guys, I will see you all on the next video. Take care.